Professor. This is Danny, and this is my second theories compare and contrast narrative PowerPoint. The three theories I chose was Charles Cooley, George Hebert, and John Locke, because they all had the same things in common. Divine social theory as a framework used to examine social phenomena. It encompasses ideas about how society changed and developed methods of explaining social behaviors, power, social structure, gender, and ethnicity. I then define social perspective as an approach to understand behaviors of human being in a place, by placing him on ourselves within some kind of social context. It's also the way we look at things in a macro society. It's also a way that we look at things in a macro environment. Okay, to compare and contrast, one of the things that Charles and George have in common was the idea of socialization as a development of the self. And Charles said infants have no sense of person or place because children develop an image of themselves based on how others see them. He also gave an example with a mirror. He said other people act as a mirror, reflecting back the image a child projects through the reactions of the child's behavior. And George George's role is George is more is his role is talking about is the role playing. He's talking about how people not only come to see themselves as others see them, but also take or pretend to take on the roles of others through imitation. And this process is important because it helps people do what they are expected of them to do. In John Locke's theory, he said each person it's basically a slave at birth with no personality. He said people develop personality as a result of their social experience. And he also made a good point about he said infants can be molded into any type of person, which is true because our parents we can be whoever we want, but it's based on how or the way our parents brought us up. And this kind of relates to Charles Cooley's idea of how infants have no sense of place or time, and he said that children develop an image of themselves based on how others see them. The next one is John Lake and George Hebert. I think they both play a role in each other. Like they have their perspective comes step in step. First, when John is talking about how each person is a blank slate at birth with no personality, people then develop personality as a result of their social experience, and then George is talking about the role taken in people, which he said people not only come to see themselves as they see them, but also take or pretend to take on the role of each other's imitations. And he said this process help people to know what others are expected of them to do. The two sections I picked from the down-to-earth sociology was the family life and mass media, which I picked because it kind of relates to the idea of socialization of those three theories that I picked. Family is the most important agent of socialization because it teaches important life skills, values, our beliefs, cultural values, and just the patterns that we go through every day in life. And most of the time, our childhood or even life in general, we spend it with our family. And television also has a big influence on socialization of children, because that's when we that's where we pick everything that that we practice in life. That's where we pick everything. That's basically where we understand our life skills.